an upcoming Amazon original documentary about Val Kilmer, once one of the biggest names in show business throughout the late 80s and 90s. Well, in recent years, Val Kilmer, for the last almost 10 years, Val Kilmer has been recovering after a battle with cancer, throat cancer, and in his still recovery, he is now finding it very challenging to speak, and honestly, I feel sorry for him. His daughter Mercedes and son Jack are just as great actors as he is. You know, based on what I see in the trailer for this upcoming documentary series, and I have to be honest with every one of you, if YouTube was such a thing in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, Val Kilmer would have gotten a diamond YouTube button in just 5 years. I say that because all the videos that we see in this trailer are home videos that he did himself on his camera. And it's cool to see Val Kilmer it's cool seeing Val Kilmer filming videos by himself, because I've heard a lot of negative things about him behind the camera. Just read about what he did to Joel Schumacher when he was working on Batman Forever. From what I gathered, Val was so challenging to work with on the set. He and Joel Schumacher almost got into a fist fight, or as what the press called it, a brawl. After hearing about how much of a pain in the neck Val Kilmer is, or was, filming, he kind of lost my respect. You know, I just kind of thought of him as, wow, if you're going to be that much of a pain in the neck or a rude person to work with, then maybe you should retreat to Broadway, you know? I didn't really care about him, and even still, because of his reputation, he's not really one of my favorite actors. He's at the very bottom. Denzel Washington and Robert De Niro are up here. Val is pretty much down there, as they said on Forrest Gump. I have nothing against Val, I just have issues with his behavior. Well, when I found out about his cancer diagnosis, I did feel sad. I felt sorry about him, because despite his reputation, no one ever deserves to have cancer. No one does. And according to what I've read, some comments on YouTube and what I've seen in videos with him and his children, there's two sides to him. One's a good side, one's a bad side, and a lot of filmmakers get the bad side of him. Whereas people who meet him in person say, we met the good side of him. I think when those people get the good side of him, they meet him or see him when he's in a good mood. That's what I think. In Tombstone, he plays Doc Holliday. My girlfriend really loves Tombstone, and she really adores him as Doc Holliday. That's one of her favorite movie characters, and he's one of her favorite actors. So I kind of like Val Kilmer, but at the same time, I still don't really call him one of my favorite actors. If I had to choose my favorite film of his, it's definitely The Doors, where he played Jim Morrison, no question about it. He became Jim Morrison. He became Doc Holliday. Those are my two favorite films of his. I used to like him in Batman Forever, but after doing my research on what he was like behind the scenes of Batman Forever, now I like Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones more. Well, no one got along on the set of Batman Forever, but despite no one getting along on the set, I still thought that Jim Carrey did a good job as the Riddler, and Tommy Lee Jones did a good job playing a family-friendly Two-Face. So all I can say is I might watch Val with my girlfriend once it comes out. Let's see what happens.